Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, Shlok 9. Now, Shlok 9 is about selfless work. You have to perform your duty, but at the same time, you don't have to be connected with the results. Meaning thereby that you do your best for your duty. And so far as the results are concerned, don't keep on looking at the results. Don't keep on looking why you are performing this duty, what you will get after performance of the duty. Because the moment you do that, you will not be able to do your best. You will not be able to fully devoted to what you are doing. You will be oscillating between future and the past. You will think whether you will get the result you want or not. Maybe you have planned. Maybe you have planned the progress of the project. But life is not like that. Life does not entirely move about anybody's plan, howsoever perfect it may be. Life is full of ups and downs, and there are jerks, and there are surprises. So the moment you are connected with the result, and if you have set up certain milestones, if they don't work, you get disheartened or emotional, and you keep on thinking whether I'll get the result or not, and this interferes in the performance of your duty. Few points I'd like to highlight. Consciousness is a part of Almighty. In fact, whenever we do something against our conscience, we definitely feel guilty. Still, we do it. One may ask why. We do it because we are tempted. We are tempted by worldly possessions. We are tempted by worldly pleasures. And the crux of this shlok is, do not be attached with the results. Do not keep on thinking whether you will get result or not. Do not keep on measuring the results. This is exactly against what the management gurus these days talk. They say results should be measurable. Your work should be smart. Your goals should be specific, measurable, and achievable, etc. But the point is, if you keep on looking at that, surely you will not achieve your goals, because things will not happen. Life is not so simple. It is not mathematical equation that you can rely on it. No, you have to disassociate yourself with the result. Whereas the management gurus say, no, keep your eye only on the results. Then you can achieve. Now, if we think of what happened in subprime lending, the banks, the credibility was lost, but a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people were out of their homes, their own homes, because they started purchasing things which they couldn't afford. And the bankers, motivated by greed. What was the greed? The greed is that if the owners say, no, I want this much profit, this much business. So, in order to achieve those targets, impossible targets, they started lending money to those people who were not qualified, who were not capable enough to return, and the properties were going high, the rates were going very high, skyrocketing, and the people who were purchasing, they thought that they will sell the property and they'll be able to pay back the bank. But suddenly it so happened that many people were not able to repay and they had to lose their homes, with the result that property prices crashed down. And the moment property prices crashed down, the banking sector was all in disarray. They didn't know what to do. Old organizations like Lehman Brothers, they had to wind up because they were motivated only by numbers. They were motivated only by greed. So the shlok here says, no, don't be attached to the result, but do your best. Do your best for the society. Do your best for the sake of Almighty. Now, if we are dedicating everything to Almighty, if we think that whatever we are doing in the service of Almighty, surely we will not be disturbed, we will not be affected by any difficulties, because at that time we know that the difficulties are bound to come and it is our job to resolve them. But petty considerations, no, if I do this, maybe I'll get close to the target. That kind of consideration will not be there. The problem arises only when you are absolutely attached with the result and you modify and you use tactics. They don't work. Each one of us has an inner voice. Now, except those whose inner voice are deadened. They don't work. They don't, and the guys or girls don't listen because they are averse to that. Then they are absolutely slaves of greed. They are absolutely slaves of worldly pleasures, of pleasures related to senses, sex, possessions, and all those things have only one destination, which is disaster. An individual who is not conscious and whose inner voice has been absolutely deadened by only dominated by his desires of senses, who keep on craving for the sense objects, ultimately receives nothing. For some time he may be thinking that he is enjoying, but that enjoyment is full of guilt. Behind those enjoyments is guilt. And then the whole thing does not continue. It comes to an end, and it comes to a bitter end. Actually, for many, it is a disaster. Uncontrolled desire and pleasure mongering comprises the root cause of all pains. Man can be at peace if the emotions, if the desires are under control. But when they are not controlled, definitely the problems arise, and that is the cause of all pain. Uncontrolled selfishness leads to greed. As I said, greed is the root cause of all problems, and greed spreads like virus. It spreads like virus in the society, and the entire society has to suffer. Many disasters of the world are caused by the virus. Sick society. The moment this virus of greed, jealousy, of false show off, when the moment these things take charge of your conscience, your charge of your emotions, they take charge, and your self-control goes in the background, all these problems arises. The Shlok 9 of chapter 3 is very significant in this regard, and if we just follow what is expected, what is suggested, what is advised, we will not have any problems. We will be focused, we will produce more. Produce more means we'll be more productive, we'll be progressive, and we'll be at peace.